Hello and welcome to a little catch up on my 365-day challenge. So I am working on an art project every single day for the next year, just as a way to build momentum, build this habit and just kind of get used to making art every day. I also want to really focus on building a body of work and kind of developing more of who I am as an artist, that visual language, and just building confidence in that and what my work's about, what I enjoy doing most, colorways that I enjoy working with, what I like to draw. So all of this is exploration basically. Time to play, explore. This is not about doing perfect things. This is about kind of that development, that adventure, that kind of escape from all the things in my head that I think are who I am as an artist and really pushing the boundaries. Okay, so it's really exciting, but at the same time it's quite nerve-wracking. But yeah, just having this little habit of making art every day really helps. So I've got my sketchbook down here, so let me show you what I have been working on. You will have seen a lot of this from my smaller sketchbook here in the intro video that I did. So yeah, lots of things, just drawing, doodling, trying to sort of play with colour a little bit, but not feeling very confident with it. Definitely moving more into these like really detailed drawings. Towards the end here, I was trying to explore a bit more in colour, trying to layer things as well, using different mediums that I'm kind of not really familiar with. So yeah, using watercolours or Neocolor 2s, which are my favourite, and then layering on top, so things like coloured pencils, yeah, sort of crayon or oil pastels over the top, things like that, and obviously fine line pen as well. So this is kind of a base as to where I started, and then I've tried to really push myself with colour. This was something I realised that I automatically go to draw really detailed drawings, you know, whether it's florals or animals or... My camera's drooping. Let me pick that back up again. You can see my camera here as well. Anyway, these are not perfect. I'm so sorry. These videos are not going to be perfect. I'm a busy mum. I work part-time. This is something I'm doing in my spare time to try and just get better as an artist and find that confidence. This is not even an art business at this point. This is something I'm doing for myself. And so these videos are going to be rough and ready, but this is the only way I can make content. It also gives me that accountability as well, so I'm just going to go with it and see what happens. But as you can see here then, I've started to develop more kind of work in colour, this layering process, and just trying to push myself a bit. So that was the end of this book. I used a moleskin. I love the moleskin. I just love the paper quality. I've tried quite a lot of different sketchbooks over the years, and this is definitely my favourite at the moment, so I'll put that one aside. I then bought myself a brand new larger size, so this is the A4 size sketchbook, the moleskin, and I love it. Just giving myself more space to play. You will see this in an unboxing in the next video that's coming out, so I've already done that, and I've played around here with the colours as well. So this was an art haul. I've also played here with some of my watercolours, so this was quite fun, was to pull out some of my old work, and then it reminded me that I've got all these old supplies as well. I've been so fixated with buying new supplies all the time that it kind of reminded me I've got so many supplies that yeah, really good quality as well. So diving into what my watercolours were, so sampling them here. I'm not very good at starting on the first few pages. I usually leave them blank in a sketchbook. So this was actually the perfect place to sample or swatch my colours. And it's easy reference as well then, so it's an easy place to kind of come back to. So the lighting's really terrible. Let's see if I can wedge you up there. Excellent camera skills. I need to work on this setup, I really do. Anyway, there we go. Right, hopefully the lighting's a bit better here. So let me show you what I've been working on. Again, I just had excess paint, so I splattered it down on the page. So these are kind of my initial pages where I don't really tend to work in my sketchbook. I guess it's that fear of the blank page. So yeah, it's just easier not to have anything on them. Here you will see the beginnings then of the work I've been doing. Something I love to do, and it's always a go-to for me, is to come back to drawing my mandala orbs. So this was a really fun way of layering up colour, playing around with colour, really bright, really vibrant. I really love doing this, and then I've actually got so much space on the page here to now draw. That to begin with, I think that was a bit overwhelming, because obviously I'm used to working on that size spread when my sketchbook is open. So if you think about this being open here, so this is now suddenly a huge space in comparison to that. So I have started my drawings, my little doodles, and this is definitely something I want to finish as well, to work on some more. I then went to a cafe to do some drawing. This is something I really love to do, and it really helps me to carve out that time to get some work done. So this was, yeah, shadow drawing here, and then starting to draw faces. She looks kind of dead to me, but I really liked kind of what I was trying to get across here, you know, just practicing a face. I really liked working on the hair, and then this was quite interesting that I was just trying to fill the space, but having the flowers then coming out of her head. I think this is really interesting, the composition that came out of it. As you can tell, my vase was here, and so I just drew the shadow of the flowers that were on the table at the time, and they were casting down there. I was really inspired by those florals then, and the idea of it coming out of the head. I decided to try and draw a tree. I really hate this page. Really not happy with the faces here, and it's made me realise how much I need to practice with these more. So that is a big kind of thing to sort of come out of it. So then I went back to just really simple line drawing the face and more detailed flowers. So yeah, this I just sat whilst I was watching the TV in the evening. That's a great time for me to sort of have some drawing time. And then I use Pinterest a lot, just use that as for references. So find really nice flowers on there and sketch them. But yeah, I'm really pleased with this. I love how this has turned out. I'd love to colour it, but there's a part of me that's too fearful to colour it in, so I feel like I might ruin it. Does anyone else get that? You kind of get so far that then you feel like you're too scared to keep going. Oh yeah, so this evening then when I was drawing this, my son was so inspired. He likes it when I sit and draw, and I think it makes him want to draw. So he was like, can I do a drawing? So he said he wanted to draw a fish, so we found a cod. So this is on Pinterest. And then yeah, he drew out this cod and then did his signature as well, so that was really fun. This again was more colour exploration, putting down like loads of colour first, so having just a base, like an abstract base, and then drawing over the top. So it's kind of interesting, but like everything sort of blends together, so like the background and the flowers, you know, you can't really tell what's coming to the front. Again, I use the same idea of the florals coming out of her head, but her face just looks, I don't know, sunken away. Again, there's a weird kind of dead vibe, which is not the best, is it? But yeah, this is all part of exploring and experimenting. And I quite like that I was using a face that wasn't front on as well, so using this side view. So again, just trying to practice. Here I've done some more colours with the intention of drawing in over the top, but I obviously didn't manage to do that on that day. Something I can come back to. And then I decided to just try and fill the page on the next day. So we're on the 21st of July here. Just to fill the page with florals, so that was really fun. And just using my coloured pencils then, so just stripping it right back to simple supplies, things I can just, you know, not get too messy with. So this was really fun to work with. And then colouring in some of them. This kind of inspired me, this page, to maybe do a colouring book at some point. I think these would be really fun. I found it fun to colour them in, so maybe a colouring book could be something I could work on. But yeah, nice to be inspired for the future. Here I was trying to draw birds as well, so practicing birds, again using Pinterest. I did this kind of splodgy, watery watercolour base. Again, trying to play with colour and see how I can bring more colour into my work. So drawing in over the top of that, and then yeah, using really pigmented here. So it kind of really highlighted the bird. I really like what's going on with this. But yeah, a lot of it kind of looks messy and obviously unfinished, but good exploration. And then yeah, my little owl. I love this guy, absolutely love him. I think I'm going to turn him into a sticker for one of our Patreon. Maybe for the August sticker actually. This will be the August sticker for Patreon. So if you're interested at all in getting an exclusive sticker there, and I do a print every month as well, so they're over on Patreon. Again, working with watercolour, so yeah, really trying to get my confidence up with just splurging watercolour. I did a weird abstract in the background and then drew in over the top, and I really like the effect of this as well. I do like that combination. This is possibly my favourite spread. I think this would be great as wrapping paper or fabric. So again, kind of inspiring as to applications for things like this. But this was a simple watercolour first of all, and then I went in over the top and drew in with my fine line. So that kind of inspired these as well. So similar to what I did before of colour splurge on the background and then drawing in over the top. I would like to draw around the edge of this just to develop that a bit more. But I'm really loving how these leaves are working. I think they're so beautiful. So that's been really fun to do. And again, I'd like to draw into the centre of that one as well. And then that's really got me inspired to play a lot more with colour. So here we have abstracts, so just drawing out a square in my page. I used watercolour I think to start with, and then pencils over the top, a bit of splattering of watercolour, which I really love this detail. I think that would be really nice on these. So just thinking about even making abstract paintings. I'm a huge fan of abstract artwork. I just think there's something so emotive and expressive about it. So this is definitely another avenue that I want to explore. I think this has made me realise that even though I'm only a month into this project, there are so many things that are kind of, you know, triggering ideas and inspiration, and so many different avenues that I could go down. So it's been really inspiring. Again, I've done another wash here, which I can then draw into. So maybe this evening, when I'm sat in front of the telly, I'll be able to just sketch over the top. So it's quite nice to not have a white page to work on and actually give myself a little background. This is so fun. I really love this page. I've only just started it really. This is what I was working on last night. Doing a colourful orb, and it ended up being pretty much all the colours of the rainbow. And then using these watercolour painted leaves around the edge. So this is what I'm going to be drawing into. So this is where I'm at the moment. So a month in, I'm full of ideas. I found that that's a good thing about creating art every day. It actually gives you more and more ideas. So if you're feeling stuck, just find something to work on. And even if it is just something like this, where you're splattering and splurging colour at the page, it's a great starting point where it's supposed to be messy. It's not supposed to be a thing. And sometimes that can be a great place to start to just get the creative juices flowing, and then start feeling inspired and see where that leads you. See what ideas pop into your head as you go, and just start to trust that little voice that's trying to guide you with your artwork. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little update as to how things are going. I'm really pleased with it, and I'm just excited to see what work I create over the next month. So looking forward to, yeah, August and where this all goes. And yeah, I will do another little review for you at the end of the month. So I'll see you soon. Lots of love. Bye.